De-Shaming the Coaching Industry. This is a chapter from this book, Unarmored, by me, called Reason versus Fault. And it's for those of us who need to know why things happen. Being in the coaching industry is fabulous. Being in the coaching industry also taught me a plethora of bypass mindset tools. A heavy and unhelpful chunk of what was unhelpful was the toxic positivity and spirituality. All these tools helped me to feel good in the moment, but they also encouraged me to shove down so much that really needed to be released. And to be released, it needed to be witnessed. Coaching is often a no complaints culture, or a culture of gratitude is the answer. And you have either a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. Because my sweet soul wanted to belong, and because those ideas helped me avoid difficult emotions, I gladly went along. And shit gladly built up in my body until it broke down. Shit gladly built up in my emotional being until the inner 3-year-old in me flooded me and took me over in the middle of adult business, ordinary conflict conversations that could have been mostly benign. When I respectfully started listening to my complaints, they gave me valuable information. Shame is heavy. I've been taught that the energy of shame vibrates near death, and perhaps I believe it. Somatically, it most certainly feels that way. In the past, any complaint I had came with a heaping side of shame. Any difficult emotion I experienced came with shame. My own neurodivergent ways of processing before I knew I was neurodivergent came with so much shame. Through compassionate witnessing practices of my parts via internal family systems, I was able to explore behavior patterns and the protective trauma responses that tripped me up as a grown woman. One day, my sweet mom, who follows my social media and reads everything I write, said, "I'm sorry for all the trauma we caused you when you were a child." My immediate and sincere response was this: "Mom, I don't find any fault, only reason." This distinction settled into my being and body, not an ounce of blame or shame. When I finally began to witness parts of me that had complaints, parts of me that were begging for my attention instead of being meditated away, and even shame, these parts began to share stories and show me exact points in time when certain behavioral and coping mechanisms were set off in my system. When I listened with care to my complaints, shame softened. Only the world taught me that complaining was bad. Only believing what the world told me about being either a victim or growth mindset caused me to suffer. Reason helped me see the puzzle pieces and track back to the most natural and biological equations that launched 1,000 unconscious and protective behaviors in me and in others. Instead of finding fault with myself and others, I was able to see the reason. With reason, compassion flooded in. Thus, the more I meet myself, the less I want to punch other people in the face. Behavioral science is so cool.